right, guys, we are still in a seller's market. And if you are a buyer out there and you have considered writing a letter that goes along with your offer, I want you to pay attention to this video. I'm going to talk to you about the pros and cons of sending one of those love letters. So stick around. Hey everyone, this is Danae Hewitt, your go-to DFW Realtor here with Brico Realty Services. I help people buy and sell real estate all across the DFW Metroplex. And if that is you and you are in need of a real estate agent here in the Metroplex, leave me a comment below or reach out to me. My contact information is in the description below. But let's get into this week's topic. Writing a letter to the seller. A lot of times we hear that called a love letter to the seller. Well, what is it? It's a letter basically stating about you and who you live with, why you're buying the house, and why you love the house so much. And really, the reasoning behind it is to pull at the seller's heartstrings, and maybe your offer might get accepted over somebody else's offer that might not have written a love letter. A lot of these things are written in the letter to let the sellers know why you are choosing to put an offer in on their house versus somebody else's house. A lot of the times this letter will also contain a picture or two. If you've got a family, it'll be a picture of you and the family and maybe the dogs that you might have. Or if you're not married but you're getting married, then it may be just a picture of you and your partner. Something like that. But a lot of times it's why you love the house so much, your plans for it, and a picture that goes along with the offer. I have seen these things work. I have presented these love letters to sellers on behalf of my clients, and the listing agent has said, my sellers love your client's letter and they would like to talk to you about your offer first. So these letters, they sound nice and warm and fuzzy, but there also is a potential downside to sending these letters. We have something here in the United States called fair housing. The fair housing law makes it illegal to discriminate in the sale or the rental of housing because of race, color, religion, sex, handicap, familial status, or national origin. Well, how can this get you in trouble? Let's say the seller does want to read all of the letters that potentially come in with their offers. And in their hearts and their minds, they're thinking, I really want this house to go to a great family that's going to raise their kids because that's what we did. And let's say you've got 3 great offers and 2 of them have letters, and one of them has a family, a young family that they plan to raise in that house, and the other one is a letter of empty nesters that have already raised their kids. If that seller chooses the letter and the offer for the family over the empty nesters and somehow that gets found out, well, then they can be in violation of fair housing laws. And also their agent may be in violation of those laws as well. It really is a slippery slope when you're writing these letters to the sellers to try to get them to look at your offer. As a listing agent, I can't ask the buyer's agent the relationship of the people that are putting in the offer, their race, their sexual orientation. I can't ask any of that information because that could be looked at as violating fair housing if their client's offer doesn't get accepted for whatever reason. Overall, I would say these letters are not a great idea. If you want your offer to be accepted, then put in the highest and the best and the strongest offer that you possibly can. If you want other tips about how to get your offer accepted, I've got that video right here for you. As a buyer, if you are adamant about sending a letter to the sellers, then you need to make sure that you have that conversation with the buyer's agent as well. If you are a seller, then you definitely need to have that conversation with your listing agent about what to do if any letters do come in. I've actually seen it in the private remarks section of our MLS that buyers' love letters will not be sent to the sellers. Ooh, that agent meant business. If you are a seller and you are adamant that you want to receive these letters, then again, that's a conversation you're going to have with your listing agent. I'd recommend that you see the offers first without any names put on it and decide which offer is going to be the best one for you that you're most likely going to choose. And then after you've selected your offer, then read those letters. And maybe your choice has changed and maybe it hasn't. So to wrap this up, love letters may seem like a great idea, and I have definitely seen it work for clients. But then on the other hand, you do run the risk of violating fair housing, which is something that you do not want to do and that you also don't want to have your listing agent do as well. I hope this video gave you some information and a little bit of insight into these love letters. If you've sent a letter to a seller or been a seller and received those letters, tell me your story in the comments below. I would love to hear how that worked out for you, or maybe how it didn't work out for you. And also, woohoo! That video right there, you guys. Check that one out. All right, have a great day, everyone. We will see you next week.